All right, just want to give a quick update on my Blue Bolt colony, being that I posted that last video about the colony I tried to start and they all died. So this is only a 5 gallon tank, by the way. I started off with I think 10 Blue Bolts, and you can see in the colony it's kind of exploded a little. They're doing great, but I just put some snowflake down. And the only snowflake I use is the one from Shrimp King. The all my shrimp love it, and I only did it just for this video. I'd probably do it about once a week, just as a snack. It's not something that you can keep the shrimp eating all the time, but I just did it so I can bring out the babies. As you can see, the colony looks really good. I love the color of these. I love the dark blue, especially that one right there. That's carrying a big chunk of snowflake. Red King Kongs were always been like my drawing, my favorite shrimp. I started out with not cherry shrimp. Well, after cherry shrimp, I started out with the crystal reds, but I've never been able to have crystal red colonies explode like this. I don't know why, because people always say crystal reds are the easiest. I don't know. I've never had a colony of shift crystal red. I'm trying again. By the way, I have another 5 gallon. I'm gonna start with with 10 and then see what I can do. But out of all the shrimp, I have Shadow Pandas, Black King Kong, Black Fancy Blacks, Fancy Reds, Red King Kongs. I have so many like different colonies that I'm thriving, exploding with, but I cannot get crystal reds to breed. I don't know why. It's so crazy. They're supposed to be the easiest Caridina shrimp. But yeah, the blue bolts. Yeah, I love the deep blue color in them. They look really good. Maybe it's the size of the tank. I don't know, and that's the thing about this hobby. Like a lot of people, don't like to do Caridina shrimp or shrimp because it's too complex, too complicated, too much science and math involved, and yada yada yada. Me, I love that. I love the challenge. I love the science. I love the math. It's kind of like what I do for a living. I love anything that has to do with calculating computations. To me is better, is get your mind going. Also, I'm a gamer and I play hard games like MMORPGs, like ARPGs, things like that, which you always have to do calculations. But yeah, that's the reason why I kind of went away from fish and like Neo. I have a Neo tank, but only one because it's too easy. So I'm wondering the reason why I don't have success with the crystals, the crystal reds, is because of the tank size. Because I always start out on a big tank, like a 20 long or a 40 breeder, and I don't get this type of result. When I do a 10 or a 5 gallon start, then I have better results. So maybe I need to change up what I'm doing. Maybe I should start at a 5 and then move to a 10 and then go to a 20 and then obviously go to a 40. Because right now, my Shadow Panda and the Black King Kong tank has thousands of shrimp in them and they're only a 10 gallon. And it looks like the tank has reached the capacity. I guess what's going on is you get an explosion of shrimp, and based on the tank size, it will if the tank is not that big, like this tank, like the population growth is just going to stop. And I'm sure that's part of the natural selection process, with natural process of using space. It's just something that's built innate with the animals, because they're not going to overpopulate. That's why the planet is the way that it is. It's not overrun by animals because there's only a finite amount of space, and the animals are not going to exceed that space. There's always going to be a way to reduce the population to balance out the space. So just like with humans. So I'm wondering if this is the case. So my what I want to do is again transition this over to the 20 long. I'm going to start another Blue Bolt colony once I have that 20 long that I reset. Once that tank is ready in about 2 months, then I'll start it with a fresh colony of Blue Bolts. And now if that colony thrives, then I'll transition this colony of blue bolt into that tank. I'll reset this tank and then start another colony of a different shrimp. That, I think that should be the best route. And there's no, this tank is so small, there's no UGF in here. It's just a sponge. So the pH in these two tanks, these are the only two tanks that I have that has a sponge filter without a UGF. So these will be my colony starters, and because they're just too small for a UGF, and I don't know. The pH in here is less than, I think, like 6.1 or something, or 6.2. It's around 6.2, 6.1, which is good enough, I guess. Yeah, so I'll work on these. I don't know if the colony can get any bigger, but then I'll transition over in about 2 months or so into the bigger tank. Hopefully everything works out. You know, the reset. Right now is cycling. Hopefully everything goes well, and then I'll be able to have a blue bolt colony as big as the fancy red tigers and the shadow pandas, and actually the red King Kong colony has exploded as well too. But hopefully I can do the same with the blue bolts, and then I'll start with another colony of another Caridina tank.